Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm on with a project share for you all. I created the shabby chic slash grungy book out of the strawberry die from Erica at Scrap Diva Designs. This jumbo right here. So for this one, I ended up just using this piece here, the leaf, and then this component. The only part I used it was here. I'm not sure if I'm going to add it to the back yet. I haven't decided. And then this part here, what I did was I took just cardstock and I lined it up like this, okay? I put little markers so that I would have my little pieces, or not pieces, oh my gosh, little marks so that I could line them all up and then measure out how many for the ones that I'm going to need for the book. Now, once I've cut it, I ended up just kind of overlapping it so that it opens up accordion like this, right? Like you're going to have to cut here and there just to have it fit nicely, because that is part of the little working out your book to line up. So it's an accordion style, and so it opens up. Voila! I love this. Oh my gosh. And then I did 2 pages in the back. I love this book, you guys. The inside does have circles on every single one of them, and I used Erica's Essentials. It's the 3rd largest and 4th is the 2 that I used. And I will talk about this technique that I used here. And then I just embellished each page with little flowers. I used her shaker die here, and I stamped it with Sarah Bargo's stamps. She just put them out for August. They're running a little bit late because she didn't like the way they were stamping, so she had them redone, which I'm fine waiting because I love everything that she makes. And I'll link her site too, so if you guys want to subscribe to her stamps, they're awesome. And then I haven't done the back because I don't know if I'm going to leave it blank or finish it off just as much as I'll use it. This is probably just simple, but I want to be able to put photos here because I think it's perfect for like a little girl. This is part of her Sarah stamps. And then this twine here I just picked up. It's really reasonably ribbon website, and I'll link them too because it's 10 cents a yard, and it's that very thin, fine twine, and I've been looking for some for so long. I just grab it here and there when I find it, but haven't found one spot that has lots of colors, and they do, so I'll link their site. And then just added some die piece, more paper flowers in there, and then I had these little wooden sequins that in my stash, so I'm using them, just little bits and pieces. And I did use some stickers from my Maggie Holmes book. Now the paper collection that I use for this is from Walmart, and I've had it in my stash for a long time, but you don't need this one. You can create your own if you want. It's very thin, by the way, like super thin. It's double-sided, so I was able to use the pink and green colored ones, which I really like. Now for the cover itself, this is a little bit of work. It took me a couple days to make the cover because I had to let stuff dry. So if you guys can see, there's some glittering to it because I ended up using Ranger's sticky embossing powder, and then the holographic embossing powder. And this stuff is just so much fun, you guys. It does kill me though because glitter gets everywhere, and I'm not a glitter fan all that much, but it looks so good. So what I did, and I've already kind of started one. So what you do, let me move this out of the way here. What you're going to need is your Distress Oxide inks, which I did green for the leaves, and then I did Victorian Velvet for the pink part. And what I do is, my whole goal is just to create like this abstract kind of pattern type of look on my paper. And I suggest you use either watercolor or 110 plus pound paper because it warps. So I take this little this is just what I use. You don't I'm sure if you have the tool or the there's a glass plate that works great. I'm not organized enough, and my table's a hot mess underneath this mat here. I do that. I just stamp it down, and then I take my little mini mister and I just spray. And I run my finger all around, okay? That's it. And then I just bloop, bloop, bloop. That's it. And then I just let it dry. And then I do it until the whole page is like completely covered in it, okay? And then once that's done, I'm going to, once I cover my whole page, I took this part here, I should say, and I sat it over and ran it through my die cut machine. Once I have that piece available, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Versamark ink and I'm just gonna cover it around. Complete the whole thing. Take the sticky powder and just douse it, okay? And then take the excess off. Use your heat gun. You just blow the whole thing and then add your embossing powder, okay? Once you take the embossing powder off, the excess, then I go back with the heat gun just to kind of get it a little bit more tacky. You don't have to. And I add a little bit more in the areas where it's not looking like I got the glitter. I recommend you leaving it overnight. That's what I did, because I did notice that some of it, like one of these little corners here was still tacky. So I left it overnight and it definitely dried up and glued down fairly well. Next thing I did, same thing, is for the leaves. I'm gonna use my peeled paint this time, and I'm gonna, you know, dab it down, spray it, and then again create that pattern all over. Once I have a good size, like maybe just half the sheet, then I ended up cutting 2 out. Once I did that, I ended up cutting one of them. I took this leaf and then this one, and I put one there and I put one there. So I layered up my leaves, and that's how I got that look. I ended up adding some cheesecloth, and then there's some extra string in here, and it came from the cloth that I tore. It's just cotton, very thin cotton, and I just rolled it up and smacked it there in the middle so that you couldn't see where I had glued the leaves down. I took the little leaves, they're just paper leaves. I want to say I got them in a D-stash at some point. The flowers, one of the Prima flowers from last year from 31 that I had left over, and then just extra little paper flowers that I picked up at Michael's. This was super easy to make, guys. I don't know if you guys like playing with fabric, but I just took my cream little fabric, ripped it, and that's how I got the fraying. And then I just took my inker and just do that. Just keep dabbing it until you get it the color you want. If you want it darker, you add more ink. And then I took my Sarah Bargo stamp. One of her sets had a strawberry, and then I just used the Distress ink. Now, you probably need, what is it called? Stays On might be the best one, I think, for fabric, because it won't come off. I think this one might come off with some water. So just be aware of that. The little trim here I got from a stash that was gifted to me by my stepmother-in-law. Her mom was put in a retirement home, and they gave me all her stuff, and she had so much trim. Oh my gosh, she used to make her kids' clothes back in the like 50s and 60s. So she's awesome. I love her, and I'm so thankful that I get to play with her stash, because this is my jam. Anywho, I think that's pretty much it. And then it's just decorate however you want. I did ink all my pages with the walnut stain and the paper here. Now this is exactly this right here. So to make those, I just ran the small circle and did that. And then I used colored cardstock for the backing. And that's it. Just make everything inked so that it's got that worn look. And that is my book. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Erica, thanks for letting me play with your dies once again. I absolutely appreciate it, and I'm having a blast. Thanks. Bye.